spill it. Start spill it. Put the mask on when you're going to start spill it. Start spill it. Mask on when you're going to start spill it. Young Irish on the beat, let's go.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to a new podcast episode. Today we'll talk about the man, the myth, the legend himself, the most contradictory person on the internet currently, Mr. Andrew Tate. My opinion about Andrew Tate. I've been following Andrew Tate since, I would say, before he became like mainstream, before he became like, number one watched person on all social media platforms, especially TikTok. Before there was such a strong opinion about him. That was about a year ago, and when I for the first time listened to him, I definitely saw a big potential in him changing the view for a lot of men when it comes to women, when it comes to mindset, when it comes to their persona, when it comes to life, when it comes to manhood, when it comes to the society, when it comes to the current problems that we face in the society. And I finally found someone that produces good content that we need to listen to. I personally feel that we are in an era where men are getting weaker every day. I personally feel that a lot of people that I know, a lot of people that I came across in my last couple of years changed when you compare it to the times back then where I understood that a man has a certain role and a woman has a certain role. What I want to say with that, I guess, is that most relationships that I've seen growing up and while becoming a man and being a man, I'm currently 26 years of age, most relations are the direct opposite. So the woman is the man and the man is the woman. And I've always seen that and the negativity behind that. I mean, I grew up in a woman household with my mom and my sis. And I had always like a father figure, but never like a strong father figure since I was not always connected to my dad. What I want to say with that is that, I love my mom, I love my dad. But I grew up in a certain environment where it was more female dominated, and I had to look up for different mentors and mentorship and people that can teach me what my father couldn't teach me because I was not with him most of the times. I learned a lot from my dad, a lot from my mom, a lot from my family, but it was never like the stuff that I needed in terms of becoming a man, right? So I come from the perspective of someone that never had like a strong father figure in his life. What I want to say with that is that my dad has always supported me. I love him over everything. He's my father. But like a person that really pushes you, someone that mentors you, someone that guides you, someone that tells you what you need to become as a man, someone that gives you the truth at the end of the day of what manhood or what it means to become a man. And I found a mentor like that in Andrew Tate and a couple of other people that I try to model. And there's a so-called important thing that I learned, and that's modeling of excellence. And that means you take the best out of mentors, you take the best out of inspiring people, you take the best out of people that impact societies, people that are leaders, and you take the best out of them and you model it, right? You become it. It doesn't mean that you are a fanboy. It doesn't mean you follow someone just to be like someone else, because you can never copy someone, but everyone has good traits and bad traits, and modeling of excellence means taking out the good traits and taking them and taking them into your life and applying them, right? So Andrew Tate is definitely someone like that. I've recently seen his hype, as I think everyone, right? I've listened to most of his content while I'm hustling, while I'm trading, while I'm in the gym. I'm constantly listening to him and other people. It's not like only him, but especially him in the last year, since he really opened a whole new world for a lot of men, especially for myself, in terms of views, in terms of how to become a man. Because I truly, and let's talk about why Andrew Tate, especially for me, as a legend. He is a legend. I feel honored to be alive while learning from someone like him, because I feel the society needs more people like him and needed his boldness and needed his controversial speeches for people to finally wake up. Because at the end of the day, becoming a man, and we especially talk about men because that's what he targets, right? And I can just tell you what his effect on me was and will be, and I believe that's a very good effect, right? So first of all, when we talk about Andrew Tate, we will have to understand that he's talking about things, and he's having opinions about very important things in life, and that's how to become a man, right? Going to the gym, mindset, all the things that I personally did before and I focused on, and I saw a very big change in my mindset, in my life, in terms of positivity. Since no one told me to do that, since no one mentored me or guided me or motivated to become such a person, I always had to do it myself and follow the feeling and follow the feedback, follow the results, right? I was always someone that tried it out and I saw the results. I started in the gym for about 4 years ago, and it completely changed my mind. It completely changed myself, right? I started to learn a lot about the game of women, the game of how to treat women, and it completely changed my life. Even before Andrew Tate, I started to, get into mindset, money, how money works, how the society works, the universe, positivity, law of attraction, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, a lot of books, How to Win and Influence Friends, a lot of very important books that requires a lot of learning, a lot of information for you to become the best version of yourself. Because at the end of the day, becoming a man means becoming the best version of yourself. And we kind of lost that sense. We kind of lost that feeling. I was brought up by my Portuguese family and by my German family. As I said, I grew up with my mom and my sister, but I always had the influence of my father's side, which is the Portuguese family. And my Portuguese family consists of 5 brothers, basically with my dad including, and they are very old-fashioned, old-style people that teach respect when it comes to women, that teaches to become a gentleman. And I always, since I was a young boy, I was always very, very, very focused and very very happy, but also very. I could see myself only as a man that has such values, right? That treats women with respect, that provides, that works on himself, that has a great mindset, that becomes the stability of the whole family, that is ready to lead, that is ready to conquer, that is ready to prevail, that is ready to be wise, right? All these aspects of life, which definitely has to do or had to do back then with becoming a man, we completely lost. And that is why Andrew Tate is so important. I'm not doing this podcast because of any fame or because of any feedback or because of anything that I want from it, but at the end of the day, just to verify and just tell you my personal view on Andrew Tate, because I feel that we need different people to talk about him for the mass to understand him, since there's so much negativity about him, there's so much bullshit, so much fake shit, so many people are bringing down, at the end of the day. And I believe if real men, real people, and that's at the end of the day my sphere, right? I talk about mindset every day. I teach people. I personally develop people. I'm a leader. I talk about financial revolutions. I talk about financial advice. I teach people trading. I teach people the skills, especially, the skills that they need to become a man, because the underlying base of all of this is that you have female and masculine energy, right? And if females are too much in their masculine energy, and the direct opposite, if men are too much in their feminine energy, they will never feel truly as the sex or the person, or they will never feel good in their role, okay? And that is at the end of the day what the society wants, right? The society always goes against you and try to make men weak and women feel like men, and black against white, and rich against poor, and vaccinated against unvaccinated, and all of these controversial fights, all of these splitting of the society benefits them in having people that they can easily control, right? And I refuse to become such a person. I refuse to not be aware about this. I refuse to, not get information on that and become the best version of myself every day. If it comes down to gym, if it comes down to my personality, if it comes down to my mindset, if it comes down to my wisdom, if it comes down to the information that I consume, if it comes down to the person that I am. And I believe the most beautiful thing as a human is to build out your persona, is to, accomplish and focus on accomplishing, becoming a better version of yourself every day. And for that, we need people like Andrew Tate that spark this little fire in man, maybe sometimes with a controversial topic or how he says it, or like with a provoking sentence, but it really starts to provoke in man especially, but in this whole society, that they kind of wake up and they understand that where we are heading is not where we should head to. Like I personally, as I said, always supported the old ways, the old rules, that a man has to be a provider, that he has to secure his family, that he has to be the safe haven for people around him. And I truly believe that if you are a person that enters a room and the room changes into positivity, people around are more happy. If you are with them, if you mentor them, if you talk to them, if you communicate with them, then that's what everyone should focus on, right? And that's what he does at the end of the day. Now, leaving all this bullshit beside, where we'll say he's a misogynist or he's, someone that hates women or whatever, it makes no sense, right? If you want to view him like that, then do it. And that's the other thing, you don't have to 100% be like someone that takes him, like you never should, and that's what I meant by modeling of excellence. You never take someone for 100%, right? It's not like everything that he says is perfect, and everything that he says is right, and every view that he has, you have to take and change it into your own view, right? And into your own perception. But you can always, and that's modeling of excellence, you can always take all the things that are important. And what he talks about is this igniting spark, and what he's like the sparks that is igniting in the society. And then, man, you should take them and be definitely someone. Like, you don't have to be the smartest person in the world, and we don't need an Andrew Tate to understand that for a man to go, or for a woman to go to the gym and train 5-6 days a week will benefit positively. You will feel different, right? Every man knows it. Every man that has pushed through 2, 3, 4 years in the gym knows the benefits, how you feel, the hormones after the gym that you get, the happiness, you feel like you are someone that can conquer the world. And all this positivity that comes out of this is unbelievable. And the society is trying to disrupt it. The society is trying to take it from you. Like we see it with COVID, right? COVID was initially or basically a health matter, right? But why do they close the gyms? Why do they close the opportunity for people to be healthy, to go to the gym? Makes no sense, you know what I mean? So it's a whole rigged bullshit game, and finally someone woke up, finally someone came to ignite that spark in people again, especially in men, to see themselves as someone that can be a provider, to see themselves as someone that should model someone, or model excellence, or someone that has to or should provide, someone that has to go out there and conquer and build their own business and be free. And that's another very big topic which I 100% feel comfortable with talking about, and I 100% can confirm it, and I 100% have been teaching that since before Andrew Tate was on the internet, and I knew him, is the topic of breaking out of this vicious circle of being a slave in a job system, in the 9 to 5 system, right? There's so much freedom. I live free since more than 5 years. Like, I'm financially free. I can basically do whatever I want. No one tells me what to do. I can wake up when I want. I can go to sleep when I want. I can travel wherever I want, and I can take care of my family. I can support them. I can take care of my girlfriend, which for me is already a wife, and I don't need like a governmental system to and that's another thing that he talks about, right? Marrying. So basically everything, all the values and everything that I have been looking up to, and I 100% confirm with, is what he talks about. And how can that be? That someone like me that grew up with females, basically with one mother or basically yes, one mother and one sister, so two females, right? I always felt I needed that guidance, and he gave me that guidance. And how many men out there need his guidance, and how many of the people out there need the information that he gives us to finally just do what he says and see a big different positive impact in their lives. As I said, by going to the gym, by being a self-efficient person, right? By not being caught up in the slave system, right? Where you feel depressed. Depression is another very big thing he talks about, like a very big topic that basically also for me changed my life and my perception of depression, right? Because he makes it so easy to understand and got a point across to all of us, saying that depression at the end of the day does not come because your life is because you have depression and then your life is shit. It's the direct opposite. It's your life is shit and then you get depressed, right? It's like an easy explanation and an easy way of giving us the information that we at the end of the day need to basically understand that depression comes from your life and you need to change it in terms of not having depression anymore. And the society teaches us different, right? The society and the whole system, the whole health system, and I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Like I found myself once in depression myself. On one of my peaks of success, I was doing very good. I was in a good position. It was kind of shaking up a little bit. I went through hardship, right? And for the first time, I had depression. Never had that before, right? And society now tells you, oh, you have depression. That's why your life is shit. And I felt my life is shit because I was depressed. But no, I actually was depressed because it was showing me, my mind was showing me I need to change something. And when I changed it never had depressions again, right? I have a sister that went through depression, strong depression, with a lot of complications and problems, and saw that process. And I come from a family where alcohol abuse was always a problem. Just recently, one of our aunts died basically because of that. Not having a meaningful life, getting drunk all the time, being enslaved in the system, and having mental issues and health issues, and basically getting drunk every day until you just die. And I've seen that many, many times, and that makes me so mad, how unimportant and how unsatisfied and how unsuccessful and like people just die, like they never accomplished anything in life, really. They never saw the world. They never did anything at the end of the day, and they just die meaningless. And that's basically where I see Andrew Tate as a very important person, and I can 100% see myself confirming and supporting what he does and what he says, since I've been trying to teach that people since 5 years with our trading community, which is a very large European community where it's about trading, personal development, personal growth, going to the gym, the mindset, right? Learning skills that will set you free, building your own business. And I always saw myself in that position. And finally he came and woke and shook the world. And at the end of the day, what I'm trying to get across with this is my opinion about Andrew Tate, why I feel, and just another perception for you guys to listen to on how you can take Andrew Tate's content and turn it into a positive life experience, because you can change that, right? Everything. As a man, you should be someone that learns about game, and what I mean about game is how you treat women, how you communicate with women, how you sometimes even seduce women, since that's nothing negative, also a very negative thing in the eyes of society. But as a man out there, you need to understand these things, right? That comes down to our normal feeling or normal sense of being a man, right? And also becoming a man that takes care of his family, and that's what the society is teaching you different. Another very, very big problem that I see is the LGBTQ community, right? Like, don't get me wrong with that. I have nothing against people that are gay. I have two gay uncles, and they are the most lovely uncles you can have at the end of the day, and I respect them and I love them. I have nothing against people that are bi. I have nothing, like, I always say, what you do in your bedroom, I don't care, right? I really don't care. What you do in your bedroom is yours. I don't care. But what is happening with all of these LGBTQ things, and I'm a very, 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 very big anti, is that people, or basically kids, are forced to take on different identities, and the government supports that, or different sexes, and the government supports it by giving them hormone blockers and manipulating them and making a lot of money off that, because the society is at the point where we, and especially men, allow that, right? Men are, and I, guys, let's jump topics a little bit, just really quick. But COVID, I was sitting in my home building my business, and I was like, why is no one standing up? Why is no one against this bullshit? Why am I the only one that is, buying groceries without having a mask on, and everyone yells at me? Like, I tried, but sometimes I also just wear the mask. Like, I'm not gonna say I was anti since day one, right? The first day COVID struck Europe, I called my mom, I told her it's bullshit. Let's invest money. I focused on the positive side. I made a lot of money because of COVID, cryptocurrencies, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But I knew it's bullshit from the first day, and I never was scared about the health issues. I had COVID 4 times. I traveled the world while COVID, right? I didn't give a fuck, because I knew I have a strong immune system. I'm a man, that takes care of himself. I have a strong mindset. I have a strong health. I know about health. I supplement, right? I know about what my problems are as a normal human living in the European society, basically in the world right now, with vitamin D deficits, problems of not having enough vitamin D, vitamin C, and all that. Like, I know that, I knew, and I was prepared for it, and it was complete bullshit. But the point that I'm trying to get across is, why did no one do anything? Why was there so little men that basically went out there and said, fuck you? Why did men let governments shut down their businesses? Why were there men silent about the government taking their bread, about taking their money, about shutting their businesses, about shutting their mouth, about taking the gym from them, about everything? And I was always against it, I did everything to go against it, right? Because I felt it's bullshit. I even moved to Dubai because I feel I'm in a safer place. And that's another topic Andrew Tate talks about, and a big reason why I started to think about that and moving to Dubai. Dubai was always my goal, right? It was always my goal. I love the Arab culture. Because of these fair values, because of family and is the most important thing in their society, about how they treat and how they see women, right? There's an Arabic word or sentence, I cannot quote it, but it means that the woman is the goddess of the house at the end of the day. Hopefully I said that right. If you're Arab and you want to, correct me, please do it, right? But I just feel this is the right value of building a society, and that's also why their society. Look, check Saudi Arabia, check Dubai, check the United Arab Emirates, check these Arabic countries, and especially the Gulf countries, and how they are taking over the world and everything, right? In terms of economical takeover, in terms of life quality, in terms of safetiness, in terms of happiness, in terms of society, because they have values, they have rules, there's moral, there's ethics, right? It just makes sense, and that's why I moved here, and I saw a very big difference, right? And if you see the Western media, they will always tell you that the Arabian countries are basically a shit place to live in, right? There's so much propaganda around it, and that's so much that I've seen for myself, where I can say an intelligent man, you don't have to be intelligent, let's not say it like that, but a man that knows what it means to be a man will listen to Andrew Tate and will like him. If you go against Andrew Tate, especially being a man but also being a woman, then you did not understand what the world is about. You have been manipulated, you have been basically fucked by the media, you have been changed, your mindset has been invaded with a virus where you can see the result of what the society wants to make out of you, that you don't like him. And I mean not watching some TikToks about him. I mean following his content. I mean really checking out what he's about and what he speaks about. I'm not talking about 50 seconds TikTok where he says women should clean and bullshit. He never said that. It's just like he was put in this perspective by other people. But most likely you don't even have time to do that, right? Because you are focused on your 9-to-5 business, you are worrying about money, you don't have time to educate yourself. So At the end of the day, it's a whole vicious circle, and the point that I'm trying to make, and Andrew Tate, and everyone that I know, is we just want the society to have values. We want men to be strong. We want moral and ethics. We want to live all in a safe place. We want that women can feel like women and are taken care of, and men are men and take care and are strong and are not feeling depressed or like they have to kill themselves or whatever because society failed them, right? Society failed so many people. And at the end of the day, Andrew Tate is a fucking legend, guys. I cannot say different. He's a legend. You should consume his content. I don't personally know him. I would love to. Hopefully one day I will meet him because I already see him as one of my biggest mentors. Understand, please, that he is not my only source of this information. It's not like, I've been an idiot running around, no idea of life, and then starting to listen to Andrew Tate, and now I feel like a big G. I've been a big G before Andrew Tate. I have always hustled. I have always built. I have always tried to conquer. I have always provided. I have always tried to be a man and to go back to the old values and distance myself from everything that is against that. And if you hear that for the first time, you just have to believe me. If you know me, you know what I'm talking about. There's so much content about me. Check it out. I talk about that stuff since a lot of time. And at the end of the day, as I said, and I'm saying at the end of the day a lot, because I'm trying to come to a conclusion here. This podcast was randomly recorded. I was smoking a cigarette on my balcony. I came back into my office. I started to record, and that's what I'm talking about the last 26 minutes. There was no structure, there was no intention. It was just a feeling to do this, because if you know me, you know that I always speak what comes from my heart, and what comes from my heart has not to be like, I don't have to plan that, right? I don't need a certain amount where I say, no, I click record and now I'm going to talk about this topic. It just comes, and that's what just came out of it. And as I said, I feel honored to be alive in a time where he teaches people. And if I, with this podcast, can give you a different view and help you to perceive his information different, and tell you that I approve him in terms of listen to him, become a man, become a woman, and my woman, my wife, for me it's my wife, but in society girlfriend, or however you want to say it, she listens to Andrew Tate, she follows Andrew Tate, she confirms with Andrew Tate, she even women that know how a woman should be and how a woman feels good and being female. If a good woman listens to Andrew Tate, and again, I'm not saying the first video or the first 10 minutes or the first TikTok. I mean, like, really listens to his content. You cannot judge a whole book by reading 2 pages. And that's what most people do. But if you read the whole book and then you start to judge, and then you read the next one, so you really understand what the person really talks about. And the problem with Andrew Tate is that he's too intelligent for most people to understand it. That's another very big, fatal problem that I see in a society, is that most people are just too intelligent and most people are just stupid and they don't understand it, right? Kollega, if you are from Germany, Kollega is one of my most favorable rappers. He talks about the same thing. He talks about the same stuff since 18 years. But people don't understand it. And that what it makes me so mad, right? Because these people, Kollega, Andrew Tate, these people, they, at the end of the day, what they want to do is change lives. They want to impact. They went through it. They went through the whole bullshit as I did. Struggles, financial problems, family problems, depressions, feeling bad, blah, 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 all the bullshit we went through, right? And they came out of it, and they made the best possible out of it, and now they're teaching other people, and I'm doing the same. And I want you to become someone that listens to that kind of information, that becomes aware of that. And that's the conclusion of this whole podcast, is consume the information and become a fucking man. Hey, thank you so much for listening. Make sure to, comment below to let me know what you think about the podcast, the information that you learned, any advice, anything that you want to correct. Make sure to, follow, to share it with the people that need this information, because my goal is to give you information that changes your situation.
Purchase your tracks today.
I put the mask on, going to start spilling. Start spilling. Mask on, going to start spilling.